Imagine sugar that is twice as sweet as sugar, tastes like sugar, but you can put 1 spoon instead of 2 in your coffee. That is what Dumatok offers. When we started some 18 months back, I went to one of Israel's largest food companies and I asked them, is there actually a business for what we can do? And they told me, we in the food and beverage have 2 major problems. One is salt, the other is sugar. And I said, well, okay, how big is the sugar problem? And that's what came up. Obesity, diabetes, it was huge. So we incorporated and said, these are the challenges we seek to meet. First, less sugar. Obviously, lower caloric value. Same taste, because I was told in the food and beverage, taste is king. Okay. Then same price or lower than the sugar we are reducing. Because if you do wonderful things but they are expensive, you will get compliments but no business. Okay. Then we wanted to retain the sugar energizing effect. Have anybody ever had someone come up to them and say, I need some aspartame or I'll drop? But how many times did you hear people say, I need something sweet after lunch or else I head home? No aftertaste. Remember, taste is king. And then we didn't just want to take some stevia, add some sugar, make a formulation, try and hide the bitter tastes. And finally, we didn't want any major regulatory problems. So what do? In effect, we take particles or fibers that have strong surface activity and we coat them or we load them with sugar molecules. We send those to the sweet receptors and cheat them to believe that you have actually consumed much more sugar molecules than you have. And quite early on, we stumbled on a family of fibers, particles, that gave us, they were food permitted, still are. They are white, they have no taste of their own. They are not expensive, they are plentiful. They leave no aftertaste. So very soon, we had a product. But now, you start walking thinking, am I drunk? Maybe I don't actually enhance sweetness, but I want to. So you go and you do the statistics. And we went to the holy grail of sensory profiling, Reading, the UK. We went to Sensory Dimensions, and they said, let's go very simple. You take whipped cream, you check it with sugar, you check it with Dumatok, and you check it with stevia. Blue is sugar, red is Dumatok, and green is stevia. And you can see that Dumatok is virtually identical to sugar. So with that, we went straight into the markets. And I know we all come to these places and we all talk billions, but in the food industry, it is billions. And we are talking to some of the largest, and may I add, slowest food and beverage companies on earth, and in such diverse dimensions. We talk to people in pharmaceuticals. We didn't even think about pharmaceuticals. We talk to the largest dental care companies. We didn't even think about sugar and dental care. And now, what do we need? We are out to have our first proper round of, we call it A1 because the first small seed money was called A, of $4 million that need to go to intensify R&D. We've just unlocked the science of enhancing salt, so we'd like to do that as well. More IP work, and yes, we put a lot of the little we have into IP. Business development, and we believe we can be with a product in the market in some 18 months. And a quote, "A perfect sugar substitute would save lives and make billions. Why can't we make one?" We are not perfect. But, you know, a gun pulled out in the first act should shoot in the fifth. I invite you, we didn't prepare for such a huge crowd, but we brought some samples. We have a table upstairs, and during the coffee break, that's the fifth act, you're invited to test. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Yuval Fradkin, founder and CEO of Futuragraft and the owner of a family nursery for over 20 years. Futuragraft is in the business of plant grafting. Grafting is the action of joining two plants together to produce a single better plant. Grafting technologies have been used for centuries, starting with fruit trees. But in recent years, the trend has moved to grafting herbal plants, especially vegetables. Billions of vegetable plants are grafted manually every year. To meet the growing demand, grafting machines have been developed. Knowing that, I assumed that every nursery would have grafting automation. But surprisingly, this is not the case. These machines do not perform well enough, so most nurseries do not use them. And that is what started me thinking about new approaches to grafting automation and led to Futuragraft's new technology. Our technology would enable grafting of a full tray simultaneously and to reach a capacity of 5,000 plants per hour. This capacity is recognized in the industry as a game changer. This video demonstrates our first milestone, automation of one row. The first arms move in and hold the stems near the surface. Then a second set of arms move in and hold the stem in a higher position. In the next step, razor blades cut the stems. And then the arm places the fruit-bearing part of the plant on top of the rootstock. In the final step, the arms remove the excess parts. The commercial version will graft a full tray simultaneously and will move much faster than shown on this video. Today's grafting machine graft one plant at a time, and most of them are not fully automated. Manual grafting is still the most cost-effective method, even though a large nursery has to employ hundreds of skilled grafters. Futuragraft fully automated robot will take the grafting industry from manual to automation and into the future. In parallel to the robot, Futuragraft is making another dramatic change in this industry with its multi-rootstock grafting technology. Today's grafting method combines two plants using just one rootstock. By adding a second rootstock with different characteristics, Futuragraft opens new horizons in this industry. In this example, I hope you can see this is a stevia plant. One rootstock will provide strength in the early growing stage, then the second rootstock will take over to improve the fruit quality, the color, and size. None of this is possible with current grafting methods. We made a very good progress since we started in early 2014. As shown in the video, the robot already automatically performs most of the action needed to graft a full tray simultaneously. We have a cooperation agreement with a major agritech player. We are about to complete 2 trials for new grafting methods that show very promising indications. We have a cooperation with a large international vegetable nursery, and we are about to begin cooperation in the cannabis industry. Futuragraft is advancing in 2 related product lines, the robot and new grafting technologies. Each has a large revenue potential on its own, but combining them is a real leap. It brings us many new market opportunities and positions us as a leader in this industry. Several billion plants are grafted each year, and the numbers are growing. There is a tremendous opportunity in traditional markets, such as vegetables, and in new high-value markets, such as cannabis, sugar substitutes, and coffee. We are looking to raise $1 million to complete development toward the commercial robot and to develop more grafting combinations. This funding will advance grafting trials and take us to the first robot sales in early 2017. With our robot and grafting technologies, we will take the grafting industry into the next generation, and you are very welcome to join us. Thank you.
Phenom Networks is a software company developing solution to deal with enormous amount of data in the seed industry. Across the value chain of the seed industry, there is an endless amount of data which is being generated by academia, seed companies, seed distributors, and farmers. Today, there are no good solutions to deal with this data, so there are no good management system and analysis systems. Moreover, the endless amount of data which is generated in academia cannot be used or accessed by seed companies, and the data generated by seed companies cannot be used or accessed by farmers. The lack of a collaborative network platform and management system result in a situation where there is a huge loss of data, important data, and important findings. This result in a situation where lots of data is lost, and it means longer cycle to present new varieties and longer development time until new varieties are being presented to the market. We at Phenom Networks developed a solution for seed companies. We have 20 customers, 20 seed companies who are using our solutions, management and analysis solution, and we generate almost $1 million. Moreover, we have launched and operate a solution, a collaborative network platform. We call it Project Unity. This platform enables seed companies to make use of the data which is generated in the academia. In the value chain, we plan to, as a next step, to build another connection between another platform, a network between the seed companies and farmers, which will enable farmers to make use of the, take better decisions independently. I would like to share with you a quick animation about our collaborative network, which is called, as I said, Project Unity.
The world population will reach 9 billion by the year 2050. We need crops to feed them. We are looking for the next green revolution with better yields, nutritional qualities, and resistance to disease and to the changing environment. We know that knowledge about genetics is crucial in improving and developing new plant varieties. Indeed, every year, hundreds of millions of dollars are spent on public genetic research to understand the relationship between genes and phenotypes. Yet this academic research is published in scientific journals as articles. But the underlying data is not available, not accessible, and not standardized. As a result, this valuable information cannot be utilized by commercial companies developing new crop varieties. Project Unity brings a revolutionary solution to this problem. It is a collaborative, simple-to-use platform provided free of charge to academic researchers. It allows them to host, manage, analyze, and share their genetic data. Standardization is achieved by using common terminology. Traits can be connected to ontology, markers to genetic and physical maps, and germplasm to pedigree and their sources. Project Unity not only connects phenotypes and genetics, but importantly combines many experiments from different sources, locations, populations, and species through sophisticated algorithms. Researchers can keep their uploaded data private, compare it to similar results from research done all over the world, and have the option to share it. This can eventually identify the genes that are necessary to develop better crops. Project Unity was developed for all plant species, including field crops and vegetables. Project Unity, powering the next agricultural revolution. Visit us at booth 409 at PAG.
Okay, so that was a very short animation on our Project Unity, and as I mentioned, we have 20 customers. We are generating revenues of about $1 million. Among our customers, we are proud to have companies like Monsanto, Bayer Nunems, Sakata, who are industry leaders, and many others. We are based on a SaaS business model, and we are growing fast. We are looking, we are actually right now in a fundraising process of $5 million to boost our growth in sales and to develop our collaborative network to farmers. Thank you very much.
My name is Igal Magen. I'm the CTO of Bioefficiency. Well, I have a tendency of speaking fast, so if I'm crossing the speed limit, let me know. My partner and I, Kobi Levanon, founded Bioefficiency in order to develop a water treatment system to solve aquaculture's most important challenge, water availability. As you can see from the graph, the fish at sea is decreasing. The need for fish protein is increasing. The only way to meet this growing demand is from aquaculture. Aquaculture holds a huge opportunity. There is a large growing demand for fish. There is a need for proven technology. And you can see here, I think I'm the only one in the aquaculture industry that's presenting here in the 12 companies. And we can see an increasement in investment. With this opportunity, there are some challenges. For over 18 years, Kobi and I have been setting up large aquaculture projects all over the world. And everywhere, we face the same problem of land and water availability, limited fish production, and water quality. From our experience, we saw there is a need to optimize resource for maximum production with low environmental impact. Basically, there are 3 major aquaculture growing methods. Each and every one of them have its own issues, but the most important is supplying oxygen and removing the toxic ammonia that fish extract. In the extensive ponds, the problem is large land use and low production. In the intensive tanks, we talk about huge water consumption, and those recirculated systems are complex and pretty expensive. So we actually came up with Bioefficiency. It's a highly efficient, easy-to-use, affordable system that enables any farmer around the world growing more fish using less water in the same infrastructure. The Bioefficient system is actually a plug-and-play that can be installed in all the aquaculture growing methods that I just reviewed. The product simplifies known water treatment facilities, combine them into one unit. The water flows from top down, being filtered, and goes back into the pond. By installing our system in intensive tanks, we were able to upgrade an existing facilities with a minimum investment. The main benefit of the Bioefficient here was a significant reduce in water use. When the system is installing in extensive earthen pond, it was able us to treat the ammonia and actually removing the limitation. By doing that, we actually can double the production in the same infrastructure. Now, do you ask, does it work? Well, 2 years in our beta site, those are the results. It's 2 ponds, actually with the same size, same electricity, the same everything. The only difference is installing our unit in one earthen pond, and actually we double the production. When we install it in intensive tanks, we saw the dramatic reduction in water use by 85 to 90%. We can actually do better, but we didn't want to push the system to the limits too much. Actually, this is how aquaculture is actually facing now. Bioefficiency actually can work as a full system for a small and medium-scale farm all over the world. Our first market target is the freshwater fish production in Africa, India, Brazil, and China markets because of the size and the high growth rate. Our business model is very simple. We're going to work with local distributors or with project companies operating in different countries around the world. Well, we have a proven technology, and we know we're now actually moving into sales. We have a signed distribution agreement in Bangladesh and India, and we are setting up a farm very soon in the Ivory Coast. We have a cooperation agreement with 2 companies for marketing, and actually with 2 project companies in Africa. We are looking to raise $1 million in order to complete development and upscaling and continue our contact with the market. And actually, we are beginning sales this year. Thank you very much.